What's going on, YouTube tribe? Welcome to Little Bit Mad Gaming, bringing you a review for Fastlane. As we all know, Fastlane, the last pay-per-view before WrestleMania, happened yesterday. So this is going to be my review for it. But I like to say a couple of things first before we get into it. I don't know what happened yesterday and today, but you guys smashed that subscribe button. Now we're sitting here at 111, I think, currently right now in subscribers. And I just want to say I appreciate it so much. My point to this was the fact that before this happened, I was at 68, and then all of a sudden, just yesterday, today, it just went wrapped up to 100, and y'all just hit that subscribe button, and I'm now sitting at 111 subscribers, and I really do appreciate it, and I know we accomplished the goal of 100 subscribers. I appreciate it. Love you guys for it. You know, for those, I'm gonna start off with saying those who are subscribing and are tribe members, thank you, love you, appreciate you. Just new and old, just continue to watch, like, and share. Those who are not part of the tribe, become part of the tribe, because I think I'm gonna set the new goal now. Maybe 200. Yeah, I was gonna say like 500 subscribers now, but I'm like, that's a little wild off, right? 250. Next goal is 250 subscribers. Then we'll see how that goes. I might change it later, but for right now, the new goal is now 250 subscribers. But yeah, for everything that you guys done, those who are not subscribe. When you waiting for it, become part of the tribe, because I'm the hottest, newest gaming / media reaction and review channel on the market on YouTube. So what are you waiting for? Subscribe. Yeah, that's all I got to say. We got a goal. The new goal is 250. I might just celebrate the fact that I got 100 or 111 subscribers. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I might do a little giveaway. Who knows? Let me know in the comments if you want me to do a giveaway. I will do a giveaway. But because of this, I got to put on the tribal chief hat to do this review. Now, I am ready for the review. Tribal chief is ready. All right. So, without further ado, let's get into it. I think the one thing to talk about is the pre-show. I didn't know going into watching Fastlane because I came in a little bit late, but I caught up on everything. Matt Riddle versus Mustafa for in the United States. I was about to say Intercontinental, but the United States Championship was on the pre-show, and it was like the first match of the night, or not the first match, but it was the match on the pre-show, and yeah, it pretty much went as I thought it was. You know, not Mustafa, but Riddle hit the Bro Derek off the top rope to pin Mustafa. Now I guess during the match he was berating the rest of the team throughout the rest of Retribution throughout the match, saying this is how you're supposed to do, this is how you're supposed to fight and be a winner. But he ended up losing, which he berated them, and you could tell they were setting this up because it's been a long time coming, because once you start berating them, so then he said it set itself up for the fact that I guess now this is like the end of Retribution, because they end up walking out on him, and then T-Bar and Mace end up like choke slamming / power bombing him, I guess, like a choke bomb as you will. But they end up basically turning on him after the loss, and I guess he's no longer the leader of Retribution. I don't know if this is going to continue the storyline with Retribution, or this is just going to be like Retribution continue without him, or Retribution is no more and they all just going to re-debut as themselves now, or whatnot. But I'm hoping that they still keep Retribution, but this time try to do it right and get it right without Mustafa Ali. Maybe they could actually go out and be actually a fearsome group, but who knows? Only time will tell. But we actually start Fastlane with the first match was Bianca Belair and Sasha Banks versus Nia Jax and Sonya Blazer for the I was about to say SmackDown, for the women's tag team championship. It wasn't a very long match. They went on. It was always built. It was already built that both teams have heat and animosity with each other, especially after the miscues from Friday with Sonya and Nia. So now it was the same thing happened here. They had it at first, and it would look like they was on their way to beating Nia and Sonya for the women's tag team championship until Sasha had Sonya in the bank statement, which Nia tried to get in and stop it, but Bianca would run in and try to stop Nia. Nia would then push Bianca on Sasha, breaking up the bank statement. Sasha and then would get into an argument, which led to, which led to her telling her to get out the ring. I don't need your help, calling her a rookie. And then Sonya would roll up Bianca. I'm not Bianca, but Sonya would roll up Sasha to get the win, which further caused an argument. Then they start arguing about, the fact that this would be, whatever this animosity is, would be settled at WrestleMania. And Sonya would get, not Sonya, but Bianca would get slapped by Sasha and still called a rookie. And when she tried to, fight her, Sasha had already left the ring. And it seems like they tried to move her towards maybe being a cocky heel going into this. But now, they pretty much said this is going to be settled at WrestleMania. Moving on to the next thing. I'm trying to figure out the next match. I think was Big E versus Apollo Crews. Big E versus Apollo Crews was a very good match. I really enjoyed it. I actually enjoyed it for what it was. I enjoyed it the Sasha and Bianca versus Nia and Sonya match. So it wasn't like I didn't enjoy it. It was an okay opener. The Big E versus Apollo Crews match went exactly as I thought. Big E, trash talking Apollo, telling him this is what you wanted, this is what you begged me for, this is what you get. So they went back and forth, but I didn't like the way how they ended it. But I suspected that Big E was going to retain, but they did it. I understand why they ended it that way, so to keep the feud going without having to stop the momentum of both men. So the ending basically ended where it looked like Apollo was going to, I think he tried to roll up Big E, but Big E shifted his weight and it ended up pinning Apollo. But Apollo, like, immediately after getting pinned, he just went into beating the hell out of Big E. And that's what we got. We got Big E getting the holy crap beat out of him. And he just, he kept yelling, "This is not over. This is not over," as he would say. He also like how he tried to add in the Black Panther. He said, "Is this your champion? This your champion?" He kept saying that. I'm like, oh, okay. They tried to add a little Killmonger into it. That was nice. I ain't gonna hate on it. Was it corny and cheesy a little bit, but overall it was still kind of a nice touch. We got like a little Old Spice commercial. It was like a little Old Spice commercial for R-Truth. Funny little spot where Akira tried to find R-Truth just so he could become the 24/7 champion. And the Old Spice dude ended up becoming the 24 champion after accidentally pinning R-Truth. But R-Truth would pin him back to become like the 150th time 24/7 champion. We will find out that the Braun Strowman versus Shane McMahon match will get postponed because he tried to, as his training for the match, he ended up tweaking his knee, so he couldn't fight. But I guess he would end up making Elias, and end up returning to Braun Strowman versus Elias. It was an okay match. Once you knew it was Elias versus Braun Strowman, you knew Braun Strowman was going to win. I'm guessing, like I said, I figured this was going to happen. In one of my earlier reviews, I said I figured this was going to happen. I think that for the Monday Night Raw one I said this was going to happen because they're probably trying to save it for WrestleMania. So I figured it was going to get something was going to happen to where either they was going to fight and then something was going to happen to where this is going to have to happen again, but this time at WrestleMania. Or they wasn't going to fight at all, something was going to happen and he was going to get, somehow, some way out of the match, and this was going to... Either way, it was going to set up WrestleMania, and that's what it did. Shane ended up putting Elias in his spot. Elias would get, Jackson Ryder even tried to help, but it wasn't enough to overcome overcome Braun Strowman's anger, especially when they played back what happened to him on Monday, and he dominated Elias and beat Elias. So that was the end of that. It gave me a minute here. I couldn't remember up until this point. I can't remember who fought next. Seth Rollins. That's right. Cause then we got the backstage promo with Riddle talking to Shinsuke about Shinsuke. He congratulated Riddle on his title defense. Then Riddle went into his little stoner mode, started talking about different things, even about his business ideas. And Shinsuke is like, oh god, he's just eased his way up out of there, and Riddle just realized, oh, he must going to go get his scooter too, and just drove. I'm like, I can't even hate on that promo. It was funny as hell because he really is playing up this stoner vibe. And since he had just come up from hiding around the corner, like, start preparing. Then we got Shinsuke versus versus Seth Rollins, and while I was hoping for an appearance by Cesaro, we didn't get an appearance by Cesaro, but we still got a good match overall. And I think Seth Rollins ended up beating Shinsuke. And he kept saying, put respect on me. He basically wanted to say put respect on my name. But then we would get Drew McIntyre versus Sheamus, which I think was one of the best matches of the night. It was brutal. It was barbaric. It was I liked the little setup promo they had going into it. They would brutalize and beat each other, but in the end, after multiple moves and brutalizations, you would get a Claymore kick to end the match and send up and clear Drew McIntyre's road to the WWE Championship at WrestleMania against Bobby Lashley. But yeah, Drew McIntyre ended up beating Sheamus. Let's see trying to see what happened next. Oh, now here come one of my kind of sort of okay matches, but disappointment. It was Alexa Bliss versus Randy Orton, and we get it. I knew going into this. Oh yeah, he's not really going to have a match with Alexa Bliss. They're not going to pull that trigger just yet, or have an actual full. They already did it with Reginald and Sasha, so they kind of did pull that trigger. But they wasn't going to have Randy Orton versus Alexa Bliss for real. It was just mostly mind games and supernatural stuff. Like I said, I get it. We had the Undertaker, who always had supernatural stuff, and it was like with Undertaker they did it in a way where it was entertaining. This wasn't as entertaining. It was just, to me, I just found it more annoying and bad CGI, because you could obviously tell, like when Randy Orton was going to charge at Alexa Bliss, you just saw flames obviously that was pre-taped because then when it goes back to Alexa Bliss, you see nothing in front of her that can make those plans come up. So obviously some stuff was pre-taped and slapped in there, but it was to the point where it's obvious that it was pre-taped slapped in there. Yeah, it was like, and then we got her making him puke black goo again. The whole she made some lightning almost fall and crush and kill him, and then but it then led into the best part was we got a return Fiend who I guess is supposed to be like this Alexa Bliss using dark magic to bring back the Fiend, and now he's a zombie Fiend. He's just he's burnt and crisp. And my only thing about it was, why did it take so long to bring the Fiend back? Obviously, I guess they wanted to save it for WrestleMania, but I just felt like, to me, the build up to his return was just way too long. But who knows? Maybe I'm just overthinking it, but it just felt way too long for me. But do that mean I didn't like it? I kind of, sort of, but it's at the same time I was intrigued by it because I wanted to see was the Fiend really going to appear, and he did. But I was sort of annoyed by how the build up to it, even in the match, and the build up around the story itself. Yeah, then we got another promo package talking about how Hulk Hogan and Titus will be the hosts of WrestleMania. We already knew that. I think the last match was I wanted to make sure before I talk about it. Yeah, the last match was Daniel Bryan versus Roman Reigns, which was another great match. It was another good match. It made me so hyped for the match that I'm hoping that the rumors are true that they're going to put that it's going to be a triple threat match, because the match was good in itself, and it got me way more hyped for it than Edge versus Roman could ever have. Though I don't want what happened last time to happen this time, where it was Batista, Orton, and Bryan ended up winning. I still want Edge to win at WrestleMania, but I do want to see Daniel Bryan in the main event himself too. But yeah, it was the match was good. Roman had his moments of dominance, but then it realized he couldn't really hang with the submissive grappler. So it was at times where Roman's power didn't work in times, and it was just like, okay, Daniel Bryan, they actually made you believe. At one point, I was like, I forgot that my own what the rumors and stuff was. I forgot. Maybe I think Daniel Bryan about to win the match. That was good. To me, that's good when you actually could make me forget about the plan and actually believe again, like I'm a kid again, that this could actually happen. This actually Daniel Bryan might actually be the champion. It might be Edge versus Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania. But then, of course, you got Jay. Something always happened. And Edge still was trying to be the reinforcer. And then when the referee got knocked out, Jay came in. He beat up on both Orton, both Bryan and Edge. And then Bryan would use the chair to beat up on Jay. And then he was trying to beat up on Roman, but Roman would duck and Edge would get hit by it, which would piss Edge off. And Edge basically beat Roman and Daniel Bryan with it, and would go and say, "This is mine. This is me. This is mine." And I think he was talking about the fact that he wanted to be the sole person to fight. He didn't want nobody to interrupt his moment, and he felt like Daniel Bryan interrupted his moment, I guess, to be the sole story, the main storyline of who was going to face Roman. And Edge, in his fit, he just leaves, and Roman Roman goes over there and pins on Daniel Bryan 1, 2, 3. Now the caveat of it was, before that though, Daniel Bryan had actually made Roman tap. Roman tapped to the yes lock. So now is this going to set up for Daniel Bryan being in the triple threat? Who knows? Only time will tell, but I'm hoping it does. But after all that, I think I would give this Fastlane pay-per-view a 9 big ups because it was good. I enjoyed it. Besides for the the little wish the Sasha and Bianca match would have went on a little bit longer. The little I could have did we could have did without Braun Strowman versus Elias. And then the whole the thing with the Fiend and the Alexa Bliss match. It just felt I still can't stand how you got all this money, you can't make the CGI and the or not the CGI but the cuts and the cuts and stuff look better. But besides those three things, I enjoyed it. It was cool, and that's it. Review done. Got the Tribal Chief hat on. Hit this button right here for more of my reviews. Hit this right here so we can keep this subscriber mania thing going and keep more subscribing. Let's blow the channel up. Let's blow it out the water because, like I said, it is the hottest thing. But hear all these other videos for more of my great content. Don't worry, I'll be back at you for some Batwoman review. Though this is it. Peace out. Your Tribal Chief is signing on. He has spoken. This is the end of the review. Chief spoken. Chief out. Peace.